Hello, Flosstube. My name is Allie Renee, and this is Allie Renee's Copious Spare Time. I think this is number three, technically, because I had a bonus episode, which I'm not counting in the numbers. So, yes, hi. I thank you so much, everybody, for the really wonderful comments and the subscriptions. It's really exciting. It's fun. I finally, after keeping it totally secret that I was doing this for a couple days, I came out to my husband that I have a YouTube channel. He's like, "Of course you do." My son was very excited though because he watches a lot of YouTube, so I think he wants to horn in, but he'll just talk at you about video games the whole time. So I'll try to save you from that torture. What do I have today? I have a couple works in progress, some two new starts. I think it's two, and then oh no, three. I have shocking amounts of things that I purchased in the last, I don't know, it's only been like a week and it's a lot. And some thrifty finds. I have some knitting to share and yeah, and I'll sprinkle some life stuff in. Not too much though. You don't want to know. So I was last week I was on a work trip called the Wisconsin Idea Seminar where they drive us all around Wisconsin for to learn about where our students come from and partnerships in the community, etc. So it was 500 miles across the state. We went like up by the Dells area, and then we went to La Crosse, then to Lafarge, then to Stevens Point. I don't remember. Oh, Manitowoc, and then I'm forgetting some. Oh, Milwaukee, obviously, Milwaukee. And then back home, all over the place. I'm just preface telling you that it was a lot. I was in a bus a lot of the time. And I was also in the part of the bus that we belovedly called the splash zone, where all of the motion sick children sat, which was five of us in the barf zone, where we were all like completely dosed up on Dramamine the whole time and trying not to like look anywhere or get ourselves sick. So I can't really stitch while I'm in a bus, but I was able to knit, which was good. Because I picked a pattern that I didn't have to look at, so that was really handy. I got a lot done, and let me find it. The pattern here, it's the Stella bamboo lace scarf, I believe, but designed by Bev Galeskas. It's from I think it's Knitting One Skein Wonders, but the luxury edition. And here it is. When I started, it was like I had this much started. And so this is how much I did during the course of the week on the trip. Um, just knitting in the bus or at the we had a lot of talks where we would sit there and listen to people talk at us or talk to us about stuff. So I did a lot there then too, but most of the time I stitched when I was in those and I saved the knitting for the bus. So yeah, but here's that. And I swear, if you came here for Flosstube, this will be quick. I only have two knitting projects. So yeah, so this was what I did in between stitching. I did this and it's looking okay. I mean, it was nice because it was like it's just a 4 row repeat and the two of the rows are just purl rows, right? And this yarn is it's Malabrigo and I don't have the little tag with me. I'll put it in the notes because I'm pretty sure I have it on Ravelry somewhere. So yeah. I thought I was gonna try to do it while I was walking. Like I have this little thing and you can put it on like a like wear it like a purse. But all of our walks were not walks. They were like hikes up, rocky terrain. I mean, because Wisconsin is very hilly. I don't know if you've been here before. It's not like the flatlands of the plains of Illinois where I'm from. And we were in the driftless area a lot, which is the place where the glacier stopped. So it's kind of like the oldest mountains in America are there because they weren't, like the Rockies and everything were formed by the glaciers. This was an area untouched by glaciers. So it's really great for geology stuff because there's lots of like super old rocks. It's just really the topography is really beautiful. I mean, I love driving through Wisconsin. It's so pretty. But not great for the barfiness either, though, because it is hilly and like there's curves and stuff. But anyway, I got a lot of that done. And worked on it very hard while I was there. And everybody was like kept checking in on the scarf, and that was kind of fun. All right, I'll do some stitching now so you don't get bored of knitting. So the other thing, one of the things I worked on, I did work on this a little bit on the trip. But a lot of it I did yesterday as my Tree of Hope, my Mirabilia. So I did some of it on the trip, like in the hotel. We wouldn't get back till like 9 o'clock or something. And so I was so wiped because we'd been like on the bus at 7:15 and wouldn't get back till 9 p.m. And I'm like, I'm usually in bed by 8:30. So it was a lot. And but I still had to wind down. So I usually did a little bit of work at night, and I worked on a couple different projects on the trip. And then also brought this to some of the days where I knew we were going to have speakers or listening to talks because it stitching helps me focus in meetings and things. Otherwise, I don't hear when I'm being what's being said. I just get squirmy and antsy. So I think this is coming along pretty nice. I'll just hold it up, and I don't have one of those boards, so sorry, everybody. I did some more of the silks. I had to totally, I don't know what I did. I clearly cannot count. I had to frog about the bird. Half of the bird was in the wrong spot, and then some of this over here was in the wrong spot. So I pulled it out and then redid most of it. It's still, some of it is wrong, but like I think it'll just look like, I mean, it's just leaves and stuff. So I can just make a slightly different leaf shape. And I think the bird is fairly correct now. He might be one like stitch off, but I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. So yeah, but oh my gosh, the silk is so pretty. This is all like the Karen water lilies like variegated. It's interesting though, because it's like not too dissimilar to this. So I'm kind of like, why didn't they just keep, I kind of wish I would have just kept using this up here, and I might just go back and I don't know. I'm a little confused by the choices made here and there on this, because I'm like, it just seems like that could have been, all of these leaves could have been that stuff and it'd be more interesting, but I don't know. So I'm thinking I only did some of the leaves on this side, so maybe I'll sprinkle, I might like, maybe I'll yank a couple of those out so then I can put some more of this in up there. I don't know. I'm guessing I should just trust the method. I don't know if I'm going to. So I'm already talking about changing some stuff on the dresses. So maybe I just be like, whatever. It's my first one. I'll just do what I want, and then I'll um make better choices the next time. I don't know. Other things I worked on this week. I worked pretty hard on the Deadly Aquarium Sal. And I think I'm almost done. So I just have the columns to do. And I did some of the back stitching here. I've got the Deadly. I have not done the aquarium yet because I was just I like strike when I have a little bit of inspiration. And then as soon as I get bored, I'd had to step away. But yeah, so I'm trying, I just have some more of the water to do and the finishing up the columns, and then I'll be good to go. But I think I'm to the point now where if I like can't take the column part anymore, I can just start on the little critter, whatever critter we get first. The column part is nice when I'm in a meeting and I don't have to look at the pattern, because I could just keep going down until the point where it stops. So that's helpful. So next time I have a meeting, I'll probably bring that with me on I leave on another trip out of town on Thursday. So I might throw it in the suitcase because it could be good for that. Especially because it's on Ada, so I can see it in places. Because if I'm wearing my glasses, I can usually see okay. But if I'm wearing my contacts, which I am right now, then I definitely need reading glasses. So, yeah. So in terms of starts, I started on Party Chicken. The I don't even remember the name of the pattern now. I just call it Party Chicken. What is it? I think it's Stacy Nash. La Poulet Pinkeep Party Hat Chicken. And I did it on some linen that I dyed. And here I got a fleur and some grass. And yeah, I think someone in my comments had said like, oh, be careful when you measure fabric. One way might be 32 count, and the other way might end up being 20, like it's not quite even in terms of weave. And I suspect there's a touch of that happening with this, because I feel like this flower is a little longer than it should be. So my chicken might end up being a little tall, be a little lanky chicken, which, it'll be fine. But this fabric wasn't too bad to stitch on, and I think the color looks good. And I just pulled from Stash. Look at how nice I keep my stuff. I'm a savage. Just total animal. Anyway, but it's fun. I'm kind of like doing the flowers, and I did there's a couple fancy stitches in it. I mean, not like it's just like a cross. It's not that hard. Okay, what's this? Oh, this is because remember it was sitting to my this weekend. And so I was going to start two Scandinavian patterns because I also had a conference this last weekend, or more like a workshop where it was online. And so I was sitting in front of my computer for 3 hours on Saturday and Sunday while I could see everybody having a party outside my window, like going to the parade and doing all the fun things. So I wanted to like be able to participate in the Scandinavian good times. So I started two Scandinavian themed projects. And the first one is Gnomes in Springfield, and this is by Kyoko Maruoka. It's a Gara pattern. And this was also on a linen that I had. Like I think I bought this at the fabric store. And I think the same thing is happening here because I think this gnome should be a little chunkier than he is. He's a little lanky gnome as well, which I also think works. It's fine. I just know that I might if I do when I do the next gnome, I will maybe make him a little extra, make him a fatty, fatty gnome. And this is a part of the pattern that is like one of the little like a pin keep. I didn't do the whole thing because I wanted to see what would happen on this linen. Thought, well, if I hate stitching on this, then I can just finish this fella and then go buy real stitching fabric for the rest. But he's so cute. I love him. I still have so now all that's left on him is there's the mushroom cap up here, and then there's another mushroom on this side that you can see where the little mushroom, sorry, it's like backwards, the mushroom bottom here. And most of this is the called for. I subbed in a couple things because like I was like, oh, it's a dark green and I don't have that dark green, but I have this dark green. So I just was like, I'm not gonna go buy something for this. So yeah, so there's those two starts, and then I have the other Scandinavian theme start I did was the Quakers in Scandinavia, or I started for St. Nemai, my Scandi Sal. So I think last time in one of the videos I showed you some linen, some white linen that I had that I dyed like an ombre style gray on the bottom, which I was going to use for this. And then I'm sure everybody, lots of people do this, and other people are like, this is a rookie move. Where like I bought the stuff that I needed, but didn't actually ever open the inside of the pattern. And then when I did, I'm like, you guys, I don't know what my problem is. I look at the pattern and see that there's all this like tent stitching on it, like half stitches. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that on that linen that I dyed because I know it's not definitely not the same quality as if I bought like a Zweigert or a Witchelt or whatever. So I realized, crap, this is not gonna, I don't want to start this on this. I don't want to try to do half stitches on this thing. It'll be a nightmare. So sorry, the mess behind me is epic right now because I've been away and so I've just been throwing things behind me. So at the last minute, I got back from my trip on Friday at 4 o'clock. My husband picked me up at the university on his way home from work. And then I'm like, then he had to go to like a Chase to get cash because like this party this weekend is almost all cash driven. So we didn't, I don't ever carry cash anymore. So we stopped at the cash station to get cash, and it would happen to be right by Michael's. And I was like, do you mind if I just run in there really quick? And he groaned. But then I ran in there and I went and grabbed some even weave. I think this is the cotton one. Is that called Murano? I think. I don't know. I lost the tube. I think it's an even wave cotton and some Rit dye and the two skeins. Oh, I needed the three variegated colors to do the Northern Lights. And so then I came home and then quickly dyed this even weave the same way, where I ombre here, don't look at him, he's a surprise. So I ombre dipped the bottom of it. I mean, you can sort of, there, you can see it. So it's a little grayer at the bottom. So I'm hoping this will help that polar bear show up without having to do a crap load of back stitching. And then I started on him. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to be big enough to fit this whole, because the pattern is a square. And that's why so I started him. So I've got it started. And this is the little troll and the tree in the corner. And the troll is very cute. The troll is all those little tiny stitches, which I had to like I did this little foot first and it looked so bad. And so I kept going. I changed my technique and kept going and it started to look better. And then I went back and ripped out as much as I could of the foot, which I mean, ripping out these little tiny the tent stitches is no bueno. No me gusta. I did not like that one bit, but I did it and then redid it, and still a lot gray down there, but it's like, it'll be okay. Um, it's good practice though to do this one on this project because I know I was going to try to do this on my Mirabilia for the skin tone is the half little 1/1 stitches, tent stitches. And this gave me some nice practice on how to mark it off and like what worked and what didn't. Because I found when I was trying to, I found I have to do it, what do you call it? Is it Danish style, Dutch style, where you finish the stitch, like you do the full X. You can't do this half stitches and then come back. Um, uh or maybe it's the reverse, maybe it's English, I don't know. Someone will tell me, because what I was doing is when I tried to do, I started the foot like, oh, it's a little row of feetses here, and then I thought, oh, I'll just go down and I'll come back. And what was happening is when I was doing that, I was only going over the warp, or sorry, the weft thread, and never catching the warp, so it was like kind of just creating this endless spiral down the one thread. And so that's why it looks so weird. And it was just like all bumpy and weird. And then when I start, for some reason, when I was doing it, like completing each stitch, it just looked so much better because I'm pretty sure I was the way I was going, because I'm also was sewing in hand. I was just missing something and it was just making it look funky. I also then put it in a tiny hoop. And that also helped a lot with the tent stitches. I'm sad to say that it helped because I really hate sewing with a doing it with a hoop. But I so hmm. So I'm guessing I might see what happens when I get to the Mirabilia if I need to do it on a hoop or not. I might test a little bit in the corner and see what happens. Because that'll be a bummer. Because I'm so scared of marking the fabric. I have a Q snap thing and it just felt like I couldn't, it was so hard to get off without like, it felt like I was like snagging the fabric. So next time when I try it, I'll put muslin underneath when I put the Q snap on. So I'm not directly like rubbing it against the fabric. Tell me your ways. Oh, people who are wiser than me, which is practically everybody in terms of this. What else? Oh, one more that I worked on this week. I brought this on the trip too, and that is the Green Damsel by Ink Circles. I mean, there's so many mistakes on this, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm going with it. It's like I got a little more progress. I got more of the green done. Um, I'm getting close. There's a couple parts that I ripped out, but I might just like finish it and call it a day and be like, whatever. It's not symmetrical. This is my it feels like, yeah, I know it's like a mandala. You're supposed to like tie to your think about your energy and your flow while you're doing this kind of thing. It's meditation. And my energy, I'm a chaos. I'm chaos. So it feels fitting. It feels reflective of my soul to have my imperfect mandala. I drink coffee. Last thing I was going to share from stitching progress. No. Oh, I'll show you my knitting project then, the other knitting project, and then that's it for progress on things. So I'm doing with the knitting store in town, Spray Whimsy, which is adorable. We started a knit along called the Knights Who Say Knit, and it was a shawl, like a mystery shawl project that I think was published last year, so we could get the whole thing. We didn't have to wait for the clues to be released, how you usually have to with a knit along or a stitch along. Some people kept it secret, like they didn't want to look at the final project. I was like, I want to know what it looks like before I invest like nearly, you know, 200 bucks in a project in all that time because the yarn was not cheap. And we had but it's beautiful. So what the store did is so they picked out that project, and then we had a custom dyer that Ingrid is friends with, who owns the store, came up with colorways that we could pick from, and then you can go in and you pick your colorway, and then she would custom dye things based on your colorway. And because the project has a bunch of mini skeins, it's not like a full ball of yarn, it's like a bunch of little ones. So then she was custom dyeing those mini skeins for us, so you have like what you need without like a crazy, like, not because it would have been way more expensive had you just bought all of the colors you needed, and then you'd have tons of extra yarn because you didn't need like a full, like 100 grams. You only need like 30 or something. So it worked out better. And the yarn is gorgeous and the colorway is really fun. And then everybody in the that's doing the knit along in the store is like working with slightly different variations of colors, or they're doing totally different colors, or they were using colors from stash. And then everybody is then using, applying the colors in a different way within the knit along. So there's this like really fun variation of stuff, all of us working on the same project, but using different colors, different yarns, etc. So yeah, so let me show it to you. I'm not done. I'm here. Here is the, let me tell you who the designer is. Nights Who Say Knit. It's by Lyrical Knits. And so obviously it's a Monty Python themed knit along. So we started out by, I couldn't go that day, but everybody came over to the store and everybody watched Monty Python Holy Grail. And then we use occasionally drop into accents and quotes. And then the whole pattern is written with kind of like humor and fun. Now that I'm doing my first stitch along, mystery stitch along with the Deadly Aquarium, it's kind of fun to see how they compare. I'm already enjoying the fact that the Deadly Aquarium is showing you, like, has like kind of like an educational element to it, like teaching about what the critters are going to be, and um has a little like deadly scale in the pattern, like how deadly is this critter, that kind of thing. I think that's really fun. So I'm enjoying the different styles, and I'm looking forward to doing more of both of these things because this is my first mystery knit along too. I just whatever would just pick a pattern and do it. I didn't participate. I wasn't participatory or sport knitting. So here is, just got attacked by wax attack. Okay, I don't know why there's thread wax in my knitting bag. This chaos, everyone. So here are the colors. You can see. I can't remember. Let's see. And I picked the Chicken of Bristol with Sir Lancelot is the colorways that I have. Sir Lancelot is the name for this creamy buttery yarn, and then these are all the colors. Here's the first half of the shawl. So yeah, first half. And then here's my start on the second half. So like you do them this way, and then you'll join them in the middle up here. Some people are taking it, and we're talking about how we might make it into a sweater as opposed to a shawl, or like a cardigan shrug kind of situation, which I think I'm gonna do because I love a shawl, but like I don't know, like I feel like I'd get more use out of this as a sweater or a little shrug, because I mean it'd be cute, right? Like if that was like your sleeve, and then I can use this cream stuff to, I know, we'll see. We'll see what happens when I'm done. But I'm not too, I'm a little behind, although I still think I'm way ahead of most people. Um, so yeah, so I just and it goes pretty fast, because just when you're like get annoyed with like what you're having to do in a section, it's over, then you have to move on. Because it's got a variety of color work, some lace work, some lots of little specialty stitches, little mini bobbles, and these big bobbles and all kinds of stuff. So it's fun. I particularly like, my favorite section was this one, this color, these little crosses. I love that section. Anyway, so that's that progress. So I will show you that in a week and a half. And I swear I'm going to stop talking about knitting in a second, go back to haul stitching and stuff. And Knitting in Public Day is coming up. I think it's June 6th, something. It's like not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And so for that, we're doing kind of a public knitting race in the town square, like at the Rotary Park. It's like right by the fire station in town, where they have a big like gazebo, and they have like concerts and stuff there. And so we're taking over that park to knit in public. And then we have a race that we're doing where everybody's given a project bag with yarn in it, and it'll already have a start, like the first 2 rows, and then we have 10 minutes or something, or I think it's within 10 minutes, and we're like going like one lap around the, I think we have a couple laps that we have to do. We have to do 10 minutes of walking. And it's not based on how fast you walk. You just have to keep moving, but then you have to knit while you're walking, and then whoever has the most like garter rows done correctly at the end of the or end of the race will win a prize. And it sounds like dumb fun to me. And then there's a bunch of, I guess there's tons of door prizes, and I guess because of the number of people who go, almost everybody gets a door prize. So I'm looking forward to a big silly morning in the park doing knitting with chatty, friends. So you could always, if you don't knit, maybe you go stitch in public that day. Like we don't always all stitch in public as it is. Okay, so that's it for projects that I worked on in the last week. I have many more projects, just that's what I focused on during the last week. While I was gone on my trip, like right before I left, I blacked out. I blacked out with my credit card online. I don't know what happened. But then when I got home, all this stuff was here that I had ordered during a blackout. Like, I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to show you what past me gifted myself because I didn't even remember what I ordered. I think I told you about some of it, and then it arrived, and it was actually, most of it was different than when I said I bought. I'm like, who knows what happened to me? First is this is all embarrassing. I don't even remember where I have bought half this stuff. This one I bought from Amazon, and that's the Shakespeare's, or this is Midsummer Fairy. I bought that. I was going to try to start one more of these in Mira May. Otherwise, I'm just going to, my plan is, seems like people tend to then just work on their mirrors on Monday because there's some sort of spiritual connection between letters. That means my Mirror Monday and Mirror May. I got this Raven Queen, which I think I'm gonna make into Lady M. And then I got I think I said this right. It's I think this is Persephone, right? Like yes, Persephone. And I got these for like $9. It was really cheap. From this is Love UK, Lovecraft UK. And the shipping was like $4, so it was a good deal. And I'm trying to think of which Shakespeare character I might make this into. Because I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and do them and then maybe put a little quote on the, either stitch it in, or maybe how I mat it, I do it. Maybe it goes on the mat board, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes, what I think of. Because I could pick a different quote from each of the plays that I want to do. I mean, and I love Lady M, just with, the the Raven himself as horse would be perfect on this. Or Come Thick Night would be another good quote. To put, that's one of her other big lines, Come Thick Night. But I'm trying to think of who this could be. And I will ponder. Maybe Hero from Much Ado. And then, oh, so I thought I bought mermaids and I didn't. I bought this one instead. And this one is Garden Prelude, which is quite pretty. And I'm trying to think of like who this could, if I could make somebody out of this. Otherwise, I might just make it a pretty thing. I'm not sure I want her to have a violin though. I'm wondering if I put out her, like took the violin out and put this, and then I could put like birds on her or something. I don't know. We'll see. It was pretty. It was, like I said, it was like $9. So why not? It just, I mean, someone had to buy it. All right. Embarrassing. For some reason I bought another one of these. I already have this. I don't, like I said, I blacked out. But I think I thought when I bought this that it also came with the fabric and the floss, but it didn't. So annoying. So maybe I will, if I get like 1,000 people who are foolish enough to listen to me yap, I will give this away or something. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm at like 500 something right now, which was crazy. Made a mistake there, but maybe it'll be for you then. I got this too. Clouds over Vierland. It's another ink circles. I thought it was really pretty. I like it. I like how it has little critters in between the Quaker or the whatever those little motifs are. There's like a little monkey or a squirrel or something. I'm really into critters. I like doing critters, and those were fun. Little tiny critters. Those I showed you. Oh, I got another ink circle. This one. Fjord Ponies. Oh, this is not ink circles. Oh, it is. It is. It's just called Norse Needlework, but it is ink circles on the back. So I love it. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do it in a different color. I don't think I'm gonna do blue. I was thinking of doing like a rusty peachy and maybe maroon and like peach kind of like peaches. Maybe not blues, but I don't know. I like the blues too. Okay, I got a bunch of artsy housewives. I bought the gorgeous, which I'm really excited about. Although I was thinking about, I like gorgeous, but I also think it would be great to have shiny in there too. Um, because like crows will bring you shiny things if you befriend them, which is one of my like retirement goals is to befriend a bunch of crows and ravens and have them bring me things and I will give them things and they will bring me things. That's what my goals are. I'm sure my neighbors are gonna love that. um, I got coffee and eggs. Ooh, I love this one so much. I love it so much. I want to start it like right now, but I trying to finish the things that I already have. Yeah, so I'm excited because I've got this one already. So I don't know. I think these will be fun in the kitchen. This one I like a lot. This is Blue Flowers Season of the Hearts for Pam. I just think it's so pretty. I like the bat, and I was like, what is that? I don't know what all these critters are. It looks like some sort of like possum. And like, is that like a Tasmanian devil or something? A badger? I don't know. They're so cute. I'm sure it says on the inside, and I just haven't looked yet. Two more. I don't think I've showed you this one. This is Turkish Delight. I really like this one because I keep because my goals are really ambitious. Like I keep seeing things. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And like one of those on my list was like a shot. I saw the Chatelaine something mushrooms one that Lindy Stitches did. And I mean, there's no way I can do that yet. So, I mean, it looks so pretty, and I would like really love that challenge of learning all those stitches and stuff. It'd be so fun. But I just know I'm gonna jack it off if I try to do that right now. So I thought, well, this kind of looks like complicated, and I think I will learn if I can finish this. Then I think I will be able to do. I could start thinking about being fancier and trying out one of those, like some sort of lifetime stitch. But I really like that color on this one too. I mean, I think I'm gonna do it as like with the called for stuff. I just think it's beautiful. I love a pink and teal. I'm very into that. I'm pretty sure I didn't show this one before, but I bought this. I hope I didn't already show this, the Winter Moth. Really loving Kathy Barrick's stuff. Just really love it. And I saw this in the store recently and just almost bought it then, but then I found it. I bought this. These are all from an online store on Etsy, and they like had some sale. And then I think I put it in my shopping cart, and they sent me a code. And I'm like, I mean, everybody just the word on the street. If you send me a code, I will just buy whatever's in my cart. So anyway, so those are patterns that I spent too much on, bought too much stuff. I don't know when I'm gonna start next because that's a lot of them. But I think I'm gonna wait and start. I already have some things kitted that I showed you last time, so I think I'm gonna try to do those kitted things before I start any of these other things. And I just want to I want to get something finished soon because like I'm feeling anxious. Like the whole point of this hobby is to like chill me out. So I'm trying not to. I think I'm starting to do the opposite by purchasing more things, then I feel like, oh my God, I had to do these things. So I'm trying to like not buy anything for a while, which this won't work because I'll go to a store and then buy something. But I'm trying to not like I'm trying to get some things done or at least some progress made before I start something else. I will say though, I do enjoy the process of finding the things and like kitting them up. I find that satisfying. So like I should give myself permission to do that and find joy in that, right? But I just don't want to be like have piles and piles of stuff hanging around me. Okay, that's my stitchy hauls. I have one more yarn purchase I made, or two more yarn purchases. When I went to the yarn store the other day to pay for my entry into we had two things. We had a yarn the yarn store does like cheese, wine, and yarns tastings. It's just an epic idea. Where there's a really nice cheese store in my town, of course, on the main street. It's called Cheesers, and it's a cheese and wine and like kind of fancy meats and that sort of thing. But they have a beautiful room upstairs where they do like tastings and parties and stuff. And so every once in a while we have yarn Wednesdays, yarn social there. And we get I'll try to put a picture in here or I'll share it later where we do. I'm pretty sure it's on my Instagram. We'll get like 4 glasses of wine and like different kinds of wines, and then a bunch of different cheeses to try. Maybe it's 3 glasses of wine. I don't even remember because I drank a lot of wine. And then we'll get cheese samplings and then yarn samplings. I'm thinking it's 4 because I have 4 samples here. And so we'll do like pairings. Like, so we'll get like a cheese and a wine and a yarn pairing. And then she gives us just enough to like kind of try it out, see how it feels. And then, so this is like how she tells us about the new yarns in the store or new brands that she's found. It's really fun. I mean, and it's just like we all just sit around and drink wine and cheese and knit. So I went to go pay for that and then of course, bought more stuff. So I picked up a 7 patter Heddle to use either with I can use it with I have a backstrap loom or I can use it with my inkle loom. So yeah, I'm gonna try this out. This is the Heddle. I don't know if people are weavers, but this is the thing you pull up and down to create a pattern. So this one has like because it has different slots, it kind of create more complicated patterns without you having to do as much work. And this is from a local person who does looms and heddles and other. I mean, I think I bought this. This is from her too. Yes, here it is. Same. I bought this from her too. So obviously she has like a one of those like a glow forge or something. Um and this is the swatch gauge that I bought, and it's by Wild Stitchers LLC, which I'm pretty sure this person has a Etsy store as well. But yeah, this is really nice. I love this thing. So I bought that, and then I bought this beautiful yarn. This is watercolor socks by Laines du Nord, Lance du Nord. Um, it's Italian. This color is just yummy. I love it. It's so pretty. And this is enough for a whole pair of socks. So, um, yeah, so I couldn't find, I tried to bring this with me this weekend to start because socks are good travel knitting. But I couldn't find any of my sock needles where they are. And I wanted to do it on the little needles, not like sometimes I do with the magic loop method, but sometimes I find that too fiddly. So just didn't want to have to wrestle with the wire the whole time. So I just kind of want to go old school with double pointed needles. So I need to go find some of those or buy them. I know I have like 800 pairs, but they're all on a sock, an unfinished UFO sock somewhere in my house. Okay. So then the rest of this is some thrift store stuff that I will share. So here's one I bought. I bought this bag. It's $2.99. This gave me some nostalgia, and it is a bag full of seed beads and safety pins. And I distinctly remember a time in the 80s where I spent a lot of time putting seed beads on safety pins. Sorry for that sound. And then like putting them on my shoelaces. If anybody else remembers these things, doing this craft, I would love to hear about it. Like making little brooches and stuff. I mean, this one's fun, even though this one, I mean, I want to burn this because it's a Packers version of this. And I'm like, but so if anyone would like a Green Bay Packers uh safety pin brooch here, please hit me up and I will throw this in an envelope for you. um I mean, it's fun, but I'm like, there's absolutely no way I'd wear this because I am from Chicago, so we don't do that. But anyway, I bought this. It also had some DMC in it. 3865. So, and it just has a pile of beads. It's just tons of beads. So some bugle beads, and I thought they were really pretty. I mean, those are gorgeous bugle beads. So some more like larger scale glass beads, some teal. These are size, oh, reading glasses are right here, Johnny. These are size 8. So they're two, this one, these are pretty too. Those are 8s. These are 8s. This one's a root beer. These are from Japan too. They're good beads from Gick Crafts. More some teal ones, more teal. Oh, these are pretty too. These are plum. And then the rest is just like little seed beads, which would be the okay size to use on stitching. So yeah, I just thought, I mean, I use like this size on costumes and stuff all the time. So and maybe I can figure out I can use them in my embroidery and stuff. It's not bad price for little beads. I mean, like the price tag on this says $1.49, and I got like a bunch of these for $3. So plus that dumb pin. And the memories of making these not packer versions. So there's that. Oh, I also got this at the thrift store, which I've been wanting to buy one of these anyways. And this I got this at St. Vincent de Paul for 360, and it's a bias tape maker. So it's got all the little it's got the little feetses, the things that you put your bias tape in and then drag it through as you drag your iron. It's like a two-handed affair. I don't know if you've used these before, where you've got Mr. Tape Maker here, and then you're pulling it while you have your iron right coming up right behind it to make the folds in the tape. It's handy dandy. And then it also came with feet, which I think these will fit on my machine. I have a Viking. It's a little zipper foot, and then it comes with an awl, like to help you keep things in place, a pokey stick. And then it has some little pins. But these are usually like $10 on adjustable bias binder foot is what that thing is. Yeah, and it has instructions, but I already know how to use them. So, but I've been wanting to buy one of these at home because I don't have one at my house, and I thought it'd be handy for all the bag making I'm hoping to do this summer with all my trying to use up the crates and crates of fabric that I brought across the country and make bags out of all the random stuff I have. I think it'll be a great way to upcycle um costume fabric that I don't use all of it. So, I'll just make bags and sell them or give them away or whatever. Just use them myself. I was thinking I have that all in that kit, but I also have this beautiful one here, which I bought this at the quilt show last year. I can't think of the guy's name. Oh crap, that makes it. This guy, he's like a retired like engineer or something. He's a woodworker, and he's at all of these. I've always seen him. He used to always be at USITT, which USITT is the United States Institute for Theater Technology. It's this big like huge trade show slash conference that theater design and technology people and industry people go to like get swag and find out the new gear and share research, etc., and drink. With a lot of drinking involved. But there's always booths where they're selling stuff, and then this guy was here usually selling seam rippers and doing showing these things. But and every year I've seen him at those conferences that I used to go to all the time. I mean, I generally go to them. I would usually be flying to that event, so you can't really bring like a stabby implement on the airplane. And I never checked a bag because I couldn't afford it half the time. Back when I was doing this a lot, I mean, I had like no research, like travel funding, so I was always paying for myself to go to events. I remember the one year I did drive to the conference, I had driven like a bus full of students, but I had like so little money. I was like eating oatmeal in my hotel room, like with the hot water machine. So I really wanted to buy one, but I had no extra cash. So finally, this last year, we went to the Great American Quilt Show here in Madison, and he was there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so excited you're here!" Because I had money for a change, and so I bought one of these, and it's so beautiful. So it's like switches. So here's the seam ripper side, and you can buy replacements if these break from him, and then here is the all side. You can also just get it with the seam ripper only side, and then it has like a hook so you can hang it on a necklace or something. And they're beautiful. And then I love this pink and teal. This is like my jam is pink and teal. It's like one of my favorite color combos. And then I bought a needle holder, little needle case. And there's one more. I don't know where it went. There's another, I have another tool somewhere that's that same color, and they're very cool. I also bought, he sold, what's my whacking stick? Oh, it's over there. Like a tailoring, clapper, a wood clapper. He does those too, and it's great. So yeah, if you find that guy, tell him I said hi. He's very nice. I can't think of his name, but um, yeah, that's a great purchase. Handy for all kinds of things because the seam ripper is really nice and sharp. And so I've been using a lot of it on my frogging my cross stitching. Okay, more stuff random stuff I bought. I have this whole bag here. It's crazy. And then we'll be done. But it's gonna be baggy sounds. More Ada or more stuff. This is country cottage table linens. Um, so I think this is these are like the fringe napkins or something. So I'm trying to think of, I mean, the cross stitching, it's like big chunky cross stitching could be really fun. I'm thinking about that Japanese, I think I showed you that Japanese retro like 70s book, and I'm thinking that would be so cute on these things. Here's another abandoned craft. Somebody, it's that like big, thick, almost like monk's cloth stuff. It feels like it's wool, and then there's wool, bunch of Persian wool yarn. Yeah, it's all 100% virgin wool. And I'm thinking this could be really fun with that Japanese, those Japanese little retro patterns would be really cute on that. And that was like 2.99 for those two bags came together. I got this is 3.99. It is a custom quarter kit by Kreinik. So it will twist, you can twist them together to make cords like lanyard cords. Um, but it had three spools of Kreinik in it. Kreinik heavy braid. Oh no, it's got four more heavy braid. I don't know. I just bought it because it has some little beads, another heavy braid, and then it does. I'm curious to play, and then it'll twist it for you, so like makes a little spiral. I thought it was interesting, and I saw Kreinik, and I was like perked up. Um, but for 3.99 it was worth it for just these because I mean I think these are too thick to, I don't think these split. So I mean I think one of these is like stupid amount of money. I don't think these split. No, but this could be good for couching. Like I could couch this in something, make it sparkly. I could use it on costumes, or maybe I'll make braid with tassel. Could be really pretty. But I'm all for an interesting little tool. I can bring it to work too and use it at work. Oh, this was 3.99, and it's a bag of those Wonder Clips, like the actual Wonder Clips, not like the knockoff, um, the ones you could buy at AliExpress. Yeah, I mean, I will use these like crazy for quilting and for making all those the bags that I'm thinking I'm going to make. So I was really I've been meaning to buy these. I haven't used them because I'm like I use pins. I'm a beloved like yellow. This is the kind I like. I also like the kind that are flat, like with the petals on them. Um, but those would be handy for all working with the vinyl because you don't want to puncture that. Um, uh, I bought it. So I bought this big bag of random stuff, and in it were like all of these bobbins. I mean, my machine doesn't use these bobbins. These are like Bernina bobbins. I have a Viking, and this is a classic Bernina. So, but I'm planning to get a. I need to. My sewing machine is it's great, but it's I bought it in 2000. Was like my first major purchase outside of graduate school, because I'd been using hand me down sewing machines. And so this was like, I got a real job. I'm gonna buy myself a sewing machine. I think it costs like $700, and it's still going strong. It's amazing. It's great for travel because it's not too heavy, and I can put a case over it and just take it in my car with me on road trips. So I'm thinking I might, in the next year or so, invest in a Serioso new machine. And I was thinking about getting a Bernina, and then maybe my Viking becomes my travel machine. Yeah, so I'm gonna hold on to these. If not, I will bring them to work because this is what we have at work. That's just crazy. Um, Also in that same bag that had the bobbins in it, I spent this was 14.99 at my Goodwill. And in that bag of all those bobbins were all of these Bernina presser feet, like tons of them. So this must have been like a store that went out of business or something, or somebody, another like nephew donated all of his grandmother's stuff. So these are like not Bernina brand though. This one, it's something else, but they're all these specialty presser feet. I mean, it's crazy. There's that one. And like I said, I don't have a Bernina, but I'm going to get one. This is a 9 millimeter felling foot, like a flat fell foot from the colorful world of sewing. Oh, here, had two, had some sulky, and a gold. I wonder, I haven't tried this. Maybe I'd hate this less if I doubled this up. I wonder if, oh, anyone, do people use sulky on cross stitch? Because I'm thinking this doubled might be less annoying in my octopus. I'll just buy Krynic. I'll try that first. But I'm wondering if people use sulky. I'm curious because I have a bunch of this from machine embroidery. So there's that. There's some more. Here's more sulky. Here's green. I could try that in there. It's all jangles. Here's more thread too. I buy thread at thrift stores all the time because thread is really expensive and I go through tons of thread. So I'm always buying like whenever I see bags of thread. And this is the rayon thread. So it's more like embroidery thread. Yeah. This one's come unwound. Oh, look at you. And here's this is nice. This is the 3A. This is a button. I think this is a buttonholer foot. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I tend to like, I don't use a lot of fancy feet. My things, I'm just like, I often just use the same foot for everything because I'm like too lazy to change it. But sometimes the fancy feet can be really helpful. And make your job faster. I just sometimes get lazy, especially when I'm at work because the fancy feet are never where you need them to be. They're like another part. Yes, it's a buttonhole foot. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yes, this foot is $149. I when I saw the bag and saw that there was I didn't see this one in here, but I saw like some of these and I was like, well, these are like $40. And this whole bag was $14.99. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to give some money to Goodwill because I just stole money from you. I have such good luck at Goodwill. But yeah, so this is $149 foot. Crazy. Here's another one. Here's a quilting foot. That's really great. So I think this will, yeah, that's a cool one. I will use that. This is I'm thinking it's a couching foot, but it doesn't have a number on it, so it's clearly an off brand because the Bernina ones will have a I don't recognize this one yet, so I'll try to do some research and find out. It's got one like little hole in the top, but it's got these grooves. That's why I was wondering if it is for sewing on a specific type of trim. We've got two in here. These are both like rolled hem feet. These are totally not Bernina feet. I mean, these will fit on Berninas, but they're not the same numbering system. So it's but this is a rolled hem. That's doing a rolled hem. Oh, yeah, here's another rolled hem. It's a big one. It's a fancy one. It's got its little I always think of these as like chicken feet is what they look like to me. Little chicken legs. And then one more. Oh, it's just another chicken leg, like extension. So that that was nuts. That was a nuts bag. Just that 1 foot alone is like crazy. What else? I got this bag of yarn. It was 9.99 for a bunch of yarn. It's all wool, so I'll figure out something. It's got a little sparkle in it. Here it is. Oh, I'm sorry. It's half wool. It's 60%. It's called Starlight. 60% superwash wool, 25 polyamide, 15% reflective yarn. So this will show up in headlights and stuff. Gives a little sparkle, and it's by Hobby, made in Turkey, designed in Scandinavia. And I got it in a bunch, some in blue and some in a dark or in a gray. So I thought I could do like a striping thing or something. But I don't know. It's cheap. This came in a bag, little handbag handles that I bought. I bought this very cute, pretty Plymouth yarn Rebel. It was $1.99, and that's wool. It's baby alpaca and wool. I thought I bought two of those, but I only see one. No, oh, more handles, for purse handles. Make some bags, as we call them here in Wisconsin. Some bags. And then, oh shit, there's more of these. More Bernina bobbins. So many. So yeah, I don't I will bring this to work. Oh, more presser feet in the bottom of the bag. Another chicken foot. This one's a number 57. That one looks like a legit one. Let me see what that one does. Oh, this is a 57. This is a Bernina foot. This is a patchwork foot with guide for perfectly straight seams. Yes. And this is a $60 foot, sewing foot. That one's a legit one. Some of these are like off-brand one. Anyway, yeah, that was crazy. It was a crazy. I mean, I get very regularly lucky at the thrift store here because I go so often. And what I don't use, I can donate back. There's a craft store in my town that sells old crafts. So usually I just like when I like if I buy a bag of like stuff that has a bunch of zippers in it or whatever, if there's stuff that I don't want in it, I'll just take it there. So then somebody else will buy it. And that goes, some of that's for charity too. So circle of craft life. Anyhow, so I think that's it. This is a random episode. Sorry. I'm things that are coming up. I'm looking forward to getting I have a box that I ordered, a Tula pink box from I think it's Pink Door Fabrics that's coming with all the new it's the Tabby Road reboot from Tula Pink. And then in the boxes, so I bought it with like some fat quarters or something with it. And then it's supposed to come with like coordinates, and I'm hoping it comes with an English paper piecing pattern and some other stuff that's supposed to go with it. I think it usually comes with a pattern, like some sort of like make a bag pattern. Because I enjoy making that kind of useful stuff. I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm going to try to do some more quilting this summer. So I'll have that to show for you. I still need to do lots of cleaning and making this room not look like animals live in it. And then of course more stitching and hopefully some finishes and finishing up my scarf or that shawl, scarf and shawl. And yeah. So once again, thank you so much for watching. And it's been fun reading your comments and that people are from other places. Like I've seen some people posting from Mexico. Hello. Mi español es muy malo, so I won't torture you with my 4 years of Spanish. I can read it much better than I can write it, or than that I can talk it. And I saw someone's from Norway too, Willkommen. And yeah, so it's been exciting, everybody reaching out and saying hi. So I appreciate that. And appreciating all the other people in this community. It's been so nice to kind of like I've been learning so much from other people, which is what I love to do. So that being said, I will hopefully edit this so it's not crazy pants or otherwise just enjoy the chaos. And if you watch the very end, amazing, you're my hero. And I hope you get some stitching done in your copious spare time.